Streaming issues. Okay, we're live. Hang on, I gotta fix the stream. I think we're there. How is everybody doing tonight? I'm doing great. This is Dr.Loin here. Of course, you know that because you're on my channel. We are going to stream Civ Online tonight. And we're just going to do some PvE play. Mostly because this game's really pretty. And I don't get to play it often enough. And I really like to. So, we have accepted a security mission from one of our agents. If you've never played EVE before, then that might not mean much to you. But what it means is they give us a random spot out in space. We're going to go kill pirates in it, and then I'm going to salvage it all. And it's going to be super great. There's a big war going on. You know, there's all sorts of things happening. I'm not going to do anything with any of that. But here is my beautiful Drake, the Santoku 4. If you want to know why the 4, it's just like why you might think. It's because there was 3 more before this one, and I managed to get them all blown up through one means or another. We are going here. Luckily, I plotted the course, so it should be pretty easy to do. Now, this game is ridiculously complex. If you followed the war or anything else about it at all, you know there's a ton of things that happen in it. But I mostly play it because I get to fly around in space, and I mean, just look at it. Just look at how good it all looks. It's amazing. It's truly amazing. I have started and stopped playing this game a ton of times. I've been through a couple graphics engines probably trying to play it, and man, I just like it so much. I never get tired of playing this game, and I always find myself coming back because it looks so good, man. It's so much fun to play, and I get to fly around in a living universe. Now, on this stream, we might, if I keep playing this, we might start doing PvP and other things. I'll go down and do some nullsec. I just started playing again after the outbreak of the war. I watched some of the videos and was like, man, I got to get me some of that EVE again. So I'm just playing my Drake. You can see actually, I'm kind of outfitted for PvP because I used to fly this thing out in nullsec and do salvaging out there and do pirates out there. But you have to equip for PvP because if you're in nullsec, you're going to get ganked. But tonight, I'm just going to fly straight PvE and salvage and, you know, just have a nice relaxing time of it. Because I'm not playing it to do anything amazing. I'm playing it because it looks so good. And I flew too close to this gate, and it's going to take me a second to get my speed up because I'm stuck on it. You can see my ship juking around awkwardly. I might even have to cancel my warp. I don't want to. But I'm going to. Hang on. Hang on. Alright, here we go. And we're going to turn our shield on. And we're going to be ready. And I just love how this game looks. I am playing level 3 PvE missions. Mostly because I joined EVU back in the day and ended up here. And I haven't even read my mission briefing, so I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. Basically, I'm going to blow everything up. And we're going to fly at this oblique angle. Until I feel like finding something to align to. In case I need to warp out, I really, really, really shouldn't. Oh, it's way too far away. That's the wrong target anyway. let's switch on the tactical overlay. If I can remember where my tactical overlay is, and we'll zoom way out. And it's theoretically super advantageous. I better turn it back off because it gets in the way of my pretty. And you know, so this is what you do in PvE missions. You snipe ships, and I can look at them. Oop, wrong button. And I can watch me snipe ships from their POV. And it's just a super good time. But there's something super gratifying about just watching my own ship blow stuff up. And so these PvE missions, you can do this for money all by itself. And you can just get these bounties off the ships. You can see this ship has a 57,000 ISK bounty or a 57 ISK bounty. I hope it's 57,000. That's a lot more meaningful to me. And you can do just the bounty if you want to. I happen to have a Tengu that's all fitted out for salvaging. So what I'm going to do is rush through all these gates, blow up all these enemy ships, and then before I turn in my quest, I'm actually going to come back here with my Tengu and salvage everything. Because salvage gives you an opportunity to get just a ton more stuff than you normally would from these kinds of missions. I mean, really, if you're going to do PvE, you want to salvage. It's really easy to fit a destroyer for salvage. Basically, what you do is you train up all the salvaging gear. You know, you want salvagers and you want tractor beams so that you can pull things to you and salvage very quickly. Otherwise, if you're just going to fly around on a little frigate or something with one salvager on it, it takes forever to salvage these. But if you can clear these quickly, like I can in this Drake, and then you can run through and salvage them really quickly, then you can actually make some decent ISK doing this. And it's not a bad way to make money. It's not the best way to make money. What I need to train into next, and like the next logical step, is these salvage parts are used to make rigs for ships, and rigs are pretty expensive, and also super important for ships. So once you can start making your own rigs, one, it cuts down on the cost of if you potentially lose your ship, and two, you can sell those rigs, of course, on the player-driven market and actually make good money. You know, you want to trade up and make sure you're hauling to the right places and make sure you're selling in the right places. You can sell anything just at the station you're sitting at, but that's certainly not the best way to make money. Tonight, I'm just going to try to get a bunch of salvage built up. I might sell a bunch of it here at the station that I'm currently in, which is, you know, I'm sitting in Aldrat. I'm sitting right near Eve University's home base, so I'm not going to make a ton of ISK doing it, but I don't know, we'll see how it goes. We'll scout the market prices, and, you know, it's just, that kind of stuff is one of the things that make this game so rewarding, because, you know, I can choose to just offload my cargo as quickly as possible to make some fast, not very good money, or I can choose to stockpile cargo and then take some time to go sell it off at a system where the market is a little higher. And usually, of course, you know, that means a little more risk in the market as well. As you can see, these enemies don't really offer a huge amount of challenge to me. I am taking a little bit of damage. All of that is straight on top of my shield, though I'm not incurring any loss except for the cost of the ammo I'm shooting, which I am using Navy issue ammo, so it is a little more expensive probably than it could be, and might not be the most economical way to do this, but I just want to plow through these. But really, I mean, as you're going through this, I'm in this huge sector, and for those of you that played Eve, you know all this, and it doesn't matter. But I'm in a giant sector of space, and this is just one solar system. And you watched me warp, potentially, I'm pretty sure, between solar systems just when I got to this mission. So there's tons and tons of places that are this big, and when we're on our way back to the Tengu, I'll show you just how big these areas can be. And you know, it just boggles my mind how much space is out here. This is, of course, an MMO, and there is one server, and they somehow strategically map everybody out between actual server blades, you know, without getting into the techniques of how their infrastructure is set up. But everybody's playing on the same place, theoretically at the same time. You know, as you jump between systems, of course, you're on actual physical servers that are different than each other. But you can run into anyone that plays this game in this world during a session. Looks like we're having trouble taking this guy down. I'm going to launch my drones, which are itty-bitty fighters that are in my hull. And we're just going to tell them to engage my target right now. Don't want to lose those. They are Hornet 2s. They're kind of expensive. I try not to use them if I don't have to, but man, they make a bunch of difference in this fight. That's it, and I'm going to go ahead and have those returned to my bay as I go engage this next cluster of enemies. Again, there's some downtime here because I'm not doing super complex things in this game. I'm just doing PvE missions right now. If I was off in null space, ratting out there, then it would be, I'd be playing a lot differently, because at any moment I would be potentially getting ganked, and probably getting ganked, and especially having not flown in a long time, I'm just a gorgeous target sitting out here. I do have some expensive mods on this ship. I'm carrying military ammo. I'm carrying Hornet 2s, which is why we're not going to do nullsec right now. Soon we will, when I remember what I'm doing again. But for today, it's not overly necessary. And as we get closer, we're going to pick the first closest target. Oh, maybe I should lock them. And see, this is why we're not flying at null space. I'd just get popped all over the place. I'm not even locking targets. Or it's horrible. And now we've pulled this whole group towards us. They're going to come in and start shooting back. So we're just going to orbit, keep ourselves at a little distance. My orbit's probably not set super high. I haven't even configured very much yet. 20k is less than optimal in this ship because I can land shots with my missiles further away than that. I mean, look at all this debris. Look at all these asteroids. Look at all this terrain that's out here. And this is one incredibly small piece of space that you can explore in this game. I'm not a paid advertiser or anything. I'm just really impressed with this game. Like I said, I keep coming back to it over and over again. I've done stints with a few free corps. I did a couple stints with Eve University, which I highly recommend doing if you're going to play this game. They've taught me a lot. But really, there's no end to what you can do. I would really like to get into exploration. I'd really like to get in to a whole bunch of different aspects of this game. You can see this field around me. I am being webified, which means that, look, I've got a webifier equipped. So it means I'm being slowed by probably not quite 50%, but I'm being slowed pretty severely right now. So there's just lots of different gear you can equip, lots of different things that ships do. You know, you see these videos of these huge ship fleets, these huge blobs flying around space, and if you haven't played the game before, it's really hard to know. I mean, what potentially is going on? You think, oh, it's just all a bunch of ships shooting at each other, and really, there's a whole huge tactical layer that goes into these things. From how you equip your ships to what acceptable losses are, and what is the best thing, you know, to kind of manage a fleet as you're flying around in these things. So this is obviously the most simplistic thing you can do in the game, and it's still, you know, there's a whole lot of thought that even just goes into my fitting here, and what missiles I'm using, what shield buffs I'm using. I'm just using an invulnerability field. I'm using 3 large shield extenders. I've got some ballistics control systems down here to help with my shooting. I've got a power diagnostic system to keep me cap stable. I've got some damage control down here in case I need it. You know, so there's a whole lot of complexity that goes on, and that's just for combat. You know, there's mining, there's manufacturing, there's all sorts of things that go into this game, and all of it is player driven, which to me is one of the most rewarding things about this game. I mean, I could, you know, if I joined any other MMO, if I just grind the basic quest lines for long enough, then I'll get to end game gear, and you know, that's it. In this game, this ship can be endgame gear if you use it intelligently, and if you do the right thing. Let's see what this debris is all about. It's just twisted metal. It's not really worth destroying. Every once in a while you'll find something that is worthwhile to blow up out here. I don't think this is such a thing. It might be, though. Oh, and here... Okay, I'm entering the final pocket here. This might be a mission that has a bonus gate on it. I do not have the bonus gate key with me. I really should. Bonus gates in these missions, every once in a while there'll be another dump gate at the end of all these pockets of space that you fly into. And if you can fly through the bonus gate, it is a much, much bigger challenge, which, of course, you know, then offers much bigger rewards. It's going to take a second here before I can start locking onto these things. We are going to blow up all the sentries first and get our ship moving. Little things in this game, like a stationary target is obviously easier to hit, right? I mean, that makes real world sense. But they actually bother to calculate that all in this game. There's sheets and sheets and sheets of math for how your ballistics work and how all of these different things interact with each other to make you more or less hittable. All sorts of damage adjustments. I mean, there's just an incredible amount of complexity to this game, and I don't pretend to know even the half of it. But it's just such a real universe, and such a well-defined universe that, like I said, I just keep finding myself coming back again and again and again. This has been a pretty good little mission. There is going to be lots of stuff for me to clean up in my Tengu when this is done. So this is exactly what I want out of these level 3 missions. Is you know, 2 or 3 gates, not enough ships that it's going to take me an hour to clean up, but enough that bringing my Tengu back out here is actually a worthwhile endeavor, and I can get lots of salvage from these things. And eventually, you know, you keep leveling it up, and I'll get level 4 missions I can do, and those I might get my Roke out for. I need to look at my fitting and look at how they've changed that ship since I've played. The Drake is kind of an easy ship to fly if you outfit it with good shield boosters and everything else. My tank is pretty strong. I mean, I can take hits from rats all day long without taking any significant kind of damage. Obviously, I'm taking all shield damage, so there's nothing for me to repair at the end of the day. So this is a really efficient PvE farm. It would be more efficient if I was using lasers or some other kind of battlecruiser potentially. I do have one that I'm specking into, but I haven't fitted it yet. So I haven't done it. You can see here my journals flashing now. That means the mission is done. So we'll start the conversation. We will... Let's see. I need to figure out where my Tengu is, actually. That was the wrong thing to do. I need to figure out where my buttons are, too. And my Tengu is... right... not there. That's where I thought he was. Where's my Tengu? Probably... where else? I mean, obviously somewhere else, but... oh, come on. Where are you, little buddy? Man, somewhere really nearby. Somewhere really nearby, I have a Tengu. So, I can... there you are. Okay, and now we're flying appropriately. We're gonna go get our salvaging ship. And come back and salvage all these wrecks. Which just means I have to fly around for a little while. Which is kind of grindy and kind of a, you know, long process that you have to do. On the other hand, I get to fly around in this wonderful, wonderful universe. And as you can see here, these are all the bounties that came through for the pirates I just killed. Not a horrible amount of ISK, but certainly nothing compared to what I could potentially get from salvage. So, we are going to fly back, and we're going to get our salvager, and we're going to salvage a bunch of stuff. And then when we come back with the Tengu, we'll, it's a much faster ship. And, I don't know which I'd rather lose. I guess probably the Drake, actually, because I have other combat ships, but not so much other salvage ships. But anyways, you can see when I'm doing these things, if you've never played before, I'm warping to within 0 meters before I dock. I could just right click and dock. When you do that, you warp near an object and then pilot up to it and then dock, which is a bad thing to do. I mean, I'm in totally secure space right now. You can see this is the safety rating of the system up here. 0.7 is wonderful. At 0.5, you have to start worrying about PvP because the NPC response to pirate actions is greatly reduced. And then, you know, the lower the security status goes, the longer it takes for the NPCs to come up. In nullsec, you're on your own, and, you know, whatever happens to you, and that's fine. So here I am. I'm warped in. I'm at a dock. Oh, and I'm going to go to pilot view. I'm just going to go back to the ship hangar because it's a little easier. And we're going to look at my personal hangar. Oh, good. It is insured. I was terrified that I wasn't insured for a second. And then we are going to come to the ship hangar here and just switch out. We're going to make this our active ship. As you can see, this is a whole different class of ship that is specifically designed to go salvage. We're going to go back to this mission, and we're going to set our destination back to that combat point we were just at, and we're going to head right back out. Just a quick stop to change ships, and we're back out and on our way. As you can see, my fitting for this ship is much different than it was for my other ships. Um, I am full of tractor beams and salvagers, and even a little 10mm afterburner, just to help me go all that much more quickly. I probably won't need to use it much in this area that we're going to be in, but I can. And so the purpose here is to get all this salvage as quickly as possible, and get back and turn that mission in, so we can move off to the next one. And, like I said, I'm working my way back up to level 4. I could go do level 4 missions back in Caldari space, which is a long, long ways away from here. I think 20-something jumps. It's been a while since I played, so I don't remember where exactly that agent's at, but it's quite a ways from here. But I already moved all my stuff here, so mostly I'm just leveling up my contacts in this area so that I can do all my PvE stuff here. I've got all my mining operation and everything over here. I'm working on building up my reputation with this faction so that I can do all the things I need to do over here. To hopefully set myself up a nice little rig manufacturing center, and then I can cart those around and sell them. What I did say we'd look at some of the star maps. Let's just see warp to. All these are things that I could natively warp to just in this sector, and this is just with the setup for what I have available to warp to. So we've got planets and acceleration, all sorts of other things. These overlays are completely customizable. Just a whole lot of everything is completely customizable in this game. And it really, I mean, again, they advertise that you can play however you want to. You really can play however you want to in this game. And you get to do it in this gloriously detailed sandbox. It's really cool. Here we go. We're going to warp in. We're going to target all the wrecks. We're going to get all this stuff so fast. Oh, come on. I don't remember the range on any of my things. We're going to start pulling stuff in. Just like that. Looks like 4,400 meters is the max range on my tractor beams. Close is the official max range on my salvagers. So I'm going to pull these wrecks in real close, as you can see here. And I'm going to start salvaging them. And then as I get close to another wreck, I'm just going to start pulling it in. Come on. You can do it. Thank you. And then just start approaching the next closest wreck. And really, I mean, you could rail through all of this quite quickly, as you can see. I'm not even being super efficient about this right now. But once I get my groove back, I can go through this even faster than I am right now. You pull all these wrecks in, you get the salvage. It's all just dumped into your inventory. There's very little micromanagement that you have to do for these salvages. But again, it increases your take from a PvE mission so much that is so worth it. I ran, before I joined my first real player-driven corporation, I ran PvE missions for so long without doing salvage, and as soon as I joined, they were like, "Oh man, what are you doing? You should have spent, you should have researched this stuff and done it. You could have made so much more ISK by now, and which lets you fly bigger ships, lets you buy the books you need to do additional research, and really one of the most important lessons I ever learned in this game from that group. Just because I didn't know, I had no idea, and in this game, a lot of the time, it's really up to you to do the research that you need to do in order to be able to do all the things you can do in this universe properly. There's very, very little hand-holding in this game. I mean, if you can be said that there's any hand-holding in this game at all. which again it's kind of a frustrating thing when you first start in Eve, and we'll do that. I've got a free character slot. As you can see, my character name isn't my channel name. I have a character slot open, and I'm actually going to, for whatever reason, start up a new character just so I can watch people through the character creation, and you can see just kind of how different it is to start from scratch in this game, and there's this whole massive universe opened up in front of you, and it can be quite daunting. So I highly advise, if you start playing this game, one, join somebody like Eve University, or really any player driven group that's gonna show you like kind of how to get your feet wet, how to get into this game, how to decide what you want to do. Because you could jump in and be like, oh yeah man, I'm gonna PvP all the things, and you can hop in your piddly starting freighter and head off towards Nullsec, and you'll have a horrible time in this game. I mean, you could have a great time too if getting blown up repetitively is what you like to do, and if it is, go for it, man. Who am I to judge? But so join somebody, learn some things. There's a whole lot to take in. There's also an incredible amount of resources out there, and there's a huge pirate community out there, because this is a heavily PvP driven game, but there's also a huge community of people willing to help out there, and some of those pirate communities are looking for brand new pilots. So get out there, don't be afraid to be a total noob in this game. I've been playing off and on for I don't even know how many years now, and I'm still a total noob in this game, and I don't even mind admitting it, because there's so much to this game. That's just going to happen. As you can see, I've been salvaging all these wrecks, and there's a whole bunch of cargo containers sitting around, and most of those I can still open. I hope I'm close enough. No, I'm not. Okay, so we're going to approach cargo containers. There's also loot that ships drop on their own that I've been neglecting to pick up. I didn't miss any in the first room, I don't think, but in this room I have. So we're going to fly back to the cargo containers, 1,500 feet. Before you can open one up. And it's, this is the kind of thing that I should have been really paying attention to while I've been here. We're just going to loot all. I don't even care. And I still don't even care. Because that's what we're out here to do, right? We're out here to take all the loots. And that's really what the advantage of this ship is. If I was flying around in my Drake still, I could fly around and loot everything. But it wouldn't be... Like, I could potentially fill up my cargo hold. And I could potentially... I'd have to make a few trips. It just wouldn't be... It's not ideal. So if you're gonna loot all the things, then build yourself a ship. With some cargo extenders. You can see I've even got one on this. I really don't need an expanded cargo hold here. Hardly ever. But I still keep one around. Just for looting all these wrecks. Which again is really the way I'm going to make most of my money off of this PvE mission. Which I could have just run without ever knowing that this was even potential. Without ever knowing that I could loot these ships. So that's why it's so important. Oh, look, I almost missed it again. So important to find some good resources. There's millions of internet articles. There's all sorts of theory craft on this game. Updates for this game come pretty regularly. You can see I'm going to turn on my afterburner. That's going to just make me faster as I move between these wrecks. But yeah, there's tons of resources out there to kind of help you learn what you're doing in this game, how to play it. And this is just one thing to do. I really like coming out and killing NPC ships and salvaging. I also like mining because I play this game kind of to relax. And there's really nothing more thrilling than flying around at Nullsec and ratting or PvPing, unless it is flying around in a big blob and doing some real combat in this game. And it's just amazing how much the game scales, compared. I mean, and it's all based on what you want to do. mean, as you can see, I'm just kind of drifting in space. I am plenty busy clicking this whole time. And again, the sandbox is so pretty that I don't know why I ever leave this universe and go play something else to come back. It's so good. Salvage. It looks like I don't know if I'm cap stable or not. I think I am cap stable, even with my booster on. So I'm just going to leave it on. And we're going to salvage all the things. Oh, left a cargo container back there again. Don't want to do that. We're bothering to come through and do all the salvage. So we should also take the opportunity and salvage all the things while we're here. Otherwise we're just leaving ISK behind. And why would we do that? I don't know. You know? Another thing, there's so many ship models you can fly. You can see that this was a little bigger than the Drake I was flying earlier. And these are some of the smaller ships. I mean, you could fly something that's as big as like a studio apartment to something that's as big as a small town, or maybe even a large town. Just a lot of depth to this game, and a lot of different things to do, and it looks great. Again, I'm not in a corp right now. You could come out and do this. You wouldn't be doing level 3s. You could come out and do level 4s with a big corp. You know, want to make sure you'd plow through the easy ones real quick, and then the really big missions that have those bonus gates that I was talking about earlier on them, you'd make sure to salvage all those. Or you just have a group going through missions and another group following behind you salvaging. Which is another great way just to farm ISK, you know. When we get back, we'll fly around. We'll hop to a different couple of points in the solar system just to kind of give some perspective on the scope of these solar systems, and then we'll take a look at the tech trees and some of the ships I have laying around, and what I've tried to trade into, you know, that kind of thing. I have a whole bunch of ships laying around that I can't even fly because for a while I had a serious, well, not a serious, but I thoroughly enjoyed me some Somner. It would blink a lot. And ended up, you know, I ended up, which is what you want to do, right? But yeah, I have a bunch of ships laying around that I can't even fly because I won them in a lottery. And I liked them, so now I want to trade up to fly at them. As you can see here, I can harvest on the go. I can actually loot this ship. Potentially? Is there anything in it? Maybe there's nothing in it. Looks like there's something in it. Oh, it's too far away. Was it? Oh, there's even a can there. What the heck? Open that can. Thank you. Oh my god. Yeah, you can drag the other ships around with you and salvage and pop the loot boxes at the same time while you're flying around. Yeah, we're just going to grab these last 2 cargo containers, and then we'll be back off home. And we'll go see what we got. Again, I might sell the stuff here. I might just stockpile and go and sell it somewhere at a trade hub where I can make more money off of it. I don't really know. I don't really know what I'm going to do. It's a big trade-off between, do I want to take the time to fly to a different sector to do all this stuff? Like I'm even questioning my trade-off in going and getting these cargo containers right now. Because you can make ISK in every second that you play this game. And you know, the entire time you're not too if you are managing yourself correctly. And right now I'm spending a bunch of time just flying up to this cargo container, which will probably have just some ammo in it, maybe. But it's probably not going to be worth my time. Yeah, exactly. See, we got some tungsten large charges, which isn't no money, but it's probably questionably enough that I should be even flying around bothering with it. So we're just about done here. We'll open up our journal. And oh, that's where I am. Where's my agent information? Oh, there he is. There he is. And we'll just set our destination back to go back to see the agent. And we'll go turn everything in. We don't even have to switch ships back or anything. Everything's already there and waiting for us. I could lock this, I guess, and pull it closer faster. There's no reason not to. Anything to speed up the loot grind. Yeah, that helps a lot. That helps a lot. Again, it was just ammo. I shouldn't have wasted my time with those cargo containers. But you never know. I mean, you probably do. There's probably ways, just a little research, I would be able to find out if those turrets ever dropped anything besides ammo. I have a suspicion that they don't, ever. But, again, you know, I'm out here getting stuff. I might as well get all the things. It didn't take me that much longer. Man, look how good this ship looks. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. And as you can see, we're still in high sec space. Probably the odds of anything happening to me are incredibly low. But that's alright. We're going to jump back. We're going to go unload all this cargo. And we're just going to pick up the next mission. And just to show it off here, because I feel pretty safe in this space, I just clicked dock this time instead of the warp to a 0, so we can kind of see what the difference is when you do that. So I turned on the reactive music, which normally when I do this, I'll just have you see this rotating, which is probably supposed to simulate how I have gravity, even though I'm in my pod. I don't know what this is, and it scares me. It's new since I played last time. But occasionally, there's totally things that want to kill me around star bases now. Which is probably a cool thing. But it's a little intimidating too. So, okay, you can see I'm going to make about, I don't know, a little over 800k ISK for this. I made much more than that in bounties, and I'm going to make much, much more than that, hopefully, in salvage. And we'll look at what I got right now. And we will stack it all, just in case it didn't, and it had not. And we'll sort by type. Just see, we'll view market info on this stuff. So bird drone transceivers, you know, these aren't worth a ton. So that's okay. Let's see if we have anything. I don't know. Nope. I want market info, not just info. Bird logistics circuits. You can see this is worth a little more. I'm going to potentially make more off of some of this stuff than I did off of that entire mission, depending on what I got. Let's see what we got. I don't think I got any of the really good items here. It's been long enough since I did this that I'm not really sure. So again, we will view market details and just see how it goes. I think I am going to stockpile most of this. The gear that I got, barring having anything good, which really I didn't get anything amazing at all. Let's see, buyers. These sell for about 18K a piece. I didn't get anything amazing this time around, unfortunately. But that's alright. Just gonna move it all over to the item hanger. And kind of do the same thing over here. Gonna stack everything. Sort it by type. Let's see if I have any other salvage goods in here that are a little better. Not really. I've got a smash trigger unit. There you go. Bird logic circuits are worth 48K a piece. So the whole stack is 439,000, which is, you know, a significant portion, which is like half of what I got just for that mission. And that's selling it right here at this station, which is probably not the best place to sell it. Let's view market detail on it and see what the best price I can get for it is. Looks like 44,000. So not much more than I can get for it here. But still, you can see this stuff adds up, and there are items that are worth significantly more. Unfortunately, I didn't get any of them this time around. We did get some scrap metal. Some wares, which I will reprocess. Maybe there it is. We'll go ahead and reprocess all the scrap metal into a whole bunch of tritium, and that'll help too. Like I said, we'll take a look at all the gear I got and probably reprocess a bunch of that too. These tags right here are the things that open those gates that I was talking about earlier. You can see I've got a whole bunch of extra drones sitting around, and probably a whole bunch of crap because it's been long enough since I played that I probably had a whole bunch of crap sitting around in here. Yeah. See, there's the Age of Bishop, there's that, and then just the bounties. You know, this alone was worth a lot more. The Bishop was worth it all by itself. So there's a whole bunch of factors that go in when you're running these PvE missions to account for. And then if we look at, let's switch back to the Drake here. If you look at my ammo in here. Oh, that's my rook. That's not what I wanted at all. That is for a different time. That's what I want. So if we open the cargo hold, you can see, oh, I have a whole bunch of stuff in here that I don't need to be packing around. So let's view market details on these. And I can buy most of these with points. But see, you know, they're kind of expensive. So you also have to set that off. I mean, it's about $1,000. So you kind of have to set that off with what am I going to make on this mission versus what am I packing around into ammo. As you can see, I wouldn't want to run around just anywhere with this ammo because I am carrying about 3 million ISK worth of ammo in my hold. And so if I shoot, I should have done the math just to calculate it out. But depending on what I blow up, like if it takes me 4 missiles or 6 missiles to blow something up and I get less than, you know, 8,000 ISK for it, then it probably wasn't even worth me taking the shot. Luckily, these level 3 missions, most things are worth enough that I don't really have to worry about that. But there's a lot of factors that go into determining kind of what you're going to do and what's going to be profitable for you. And I want to see... I'm going to do a couple things here. I want to look at your info and really your corporate info. And I want to see... Let's see, there is Oh, I can do level 4 missions. I can do level 4 missions. Maybe we should just go do level 4s. I probably should just be doing level 4s. Let's go, let's set that destination. Let's go check it out. See how far away that is. That's only 2 jumps, and it's in mostly secure space. So you know what? We're gonna go for it. And I'm actually going to decline your mission. I'm sorry. Sorry, man. I just don't want it. Oh, actually, I should just let it casually expire. I don't know. I can decline without taking the penalty for right now. And we're gonna go try a level 4 mission. And I'm gonna really, really hope that I don't lose my ship during the process. I shouldn't. There's no good reason for me to. I didn't honestly think I'd level up my rep in this sector that much. We're gonna do it. This is one of my favorite things in the game. You see this little green line right here? That is my jump path through the star system. So it's actually interposing the webbing of my jumps across the different stars that I'm going to jump to. And I don't know why that makes me so happy, but it's little touches like that in this game that make it all worthwhile. Yeah, it's just amazing. It's really what it is. And you can see how big this sector is. Let's see, we never jumped around naked planets. We'll do that. We'll do that before I jump. Actually, we'll do that in the next system. Just because I'm already at this gate. And here we go. Plus, this jump animation is just so cool. I mean, there's so many cool things. There's so many cool things about this game. Can't tell I really like it. Okay, so there's all this stuff. Let's just go to a planet. And I don't want to warp right up next to it because I don't know what's going on next to it. So we'll warp to within, I don't know, 50k of it. Just for an example. So you can see there's all these things sitting out in space. We're going to warp right up to a planet here. And you can see all this vast distance I'm covering. I mean, if I really had the inclination to, if I really wanted to, I could just point at a planet and fly there under, you know, my impulse power. And it would take forever. But I could totally do it. And all that intervening space could have stuff going on in it. It probably doesn't. But it's cool that the option's there. I mean, everything that you saw me fly by. What is this? Oh, it's the customs office. I totally thought I was flying to a planet. Was not. It's planet. Oh, I clicked on the customs office. Well, let's not do that. Yeah. There's a planet. That is just sitting off. You know, this customs office is just sitting out next to it. Huh. I wonder if there's things in the customs office. Again, I played a lot of this game, but I still know, you know, not any of the nuances of it. See, I'm passing a whole planet here. And there it goes. Oh, this is actually my destination. Arriving 50k off this planet. And I mean, there's just so many things. So look, this is my mining setup. So these are just all different asteroid belts I can go to. And we'll work within 20k of one of those. Check it out. And then we'll start warping towards our destination again. I mean, there's just so much here. If I wanted to, and I was in an exploration ship, and I want to do exploration, I could scan, and then, you know, there's all these things that show up, and then there's things that don't even show up without doing an active scan, and you'll find anomalies. There's wormhole space, which is big pockets of nullsec, which means, you know, there's no security in there naturally. And they have wrecks that you can find, loot in. They have rats that are of a higher level than normal. Speaking of rats, there's some out in this asteroid right here. This asteroid belt. So out here you can see there's all these little asteroids that I could mine. It's being protected by these little itty-bitty pirates, which I'm just going to clean up for, you know, the next miner that comes along. I'm not even going to make my bounty off of them, probably. Or my ammo cost off of them, but, you know, whatever. I'm here. They're here. And they're really TD. As you can see, I'm just going to pop these guys super quickly. Again, what are these guys worth? Like 7k a piece, and I might break even on ammo here. Which, whatever, you know, I could come harvest this and get the salvage and make my money back, but that's not why I did it. I did it so that if there's anybody else out here that is going to come out to mine, then I clear these rats out for them, and they won't have to worry about it when they get here. Because I'm just a nice pilot like that. But I mean, you can see each sector has so many things, and there are this many. This many. The greener the color, and actually bluer the color. But as you can see, I'm at high sec space here. There's a little bit of lower sec space around here. All the null sec space is out there, but I mean, there's so much space. There's so much space, and I'm in just one little system, and there was all that in this one system. I mean, there's all this in this one system that I just warped into. There's just a ton of space out here. A lot of it... hey, I'll bring the star map back up. You know, all the nullsec, all of this that's not in the core systems is player controllable. So there's the PvE entities out there, all the NPCs out there, they don't even control that space. That's all held by the large corporations, and it's all divvied up and conquerable. And so this little piece of the game I'm playing with PvE right now is really just scratching the surface, because the real EVE Online is out here in nullsec, where players are carving out their own chunks of space. And that's where I'd like to get eventually, and probably what I'll work to now that I'm back on Ed streaming. Just because I've always wanted to get there, and it seems like a great time to. So, you know, I mean, there's a ton of this game out there. And like I said, when I first started playing, I started playing a few graphics engines ago. So CCP is very, very interested in keeping this game alive, because there's a ton of players, obviously. But they have a lot of passion behind it, and they have a lot of want to keep it relevant and keep it looking gorgeous. I mean, I went from playing on what today would be a barely passable toaster, you know, like a stick held over the fire, to a full gaming PC. I mean, as technology progresses, they're just willing to upgrade and upgrade and upgrade, and to keep this game looking amazing. And don't get me wrong, it's always looked amazing in my eyes, but you know, every time I get back on, I'm just like, oh man, what are the graphics going to look like now? What have they added? You know, recent additions include these little turrets that actually fire missiles. You know, before it looked kind of the same, but your missiles would just kind of randomly spawn at a basic point in space, and you know, the ship skids were super ugly. All of this in here was really basic data. I mean, you know, you can imagine what it looked like. It was just older graphics, but they just keep pushing it and keep making this universe more robust and more enjoyable to spend time in. And look at this high I would like the mission from you. Oh, man. That's so good. What's this? I don't know. I don't know what that is. So you can see already right here, I'm going to make a little over 1 million ISK just for doing this mission. Which is a decent step up. So if we end up moving out here, what'll happen is I'll move my Tengu out here and probably my Badger out here. Just so I can salvage all these things and you know, kind of ship everything around that I need to do these missions. And again, the ship classes that I face and the bounties on the ships that I face in this level 4 mission will be quite a bit higher than what I was before. But I should have no problems doing it this Drake. Because really that's what I'm fitted for, right? When I was over in Caldari space before I joined Eve University, that's what I was flying anyway, was level 4s. And at that point, I didn't have my big salvager set up. Which, let's take a look at why I'm flying real quick, I guess. Just to give you guys kind of an example of what I'm talking about. Let's see. I am only concerned about ships. So if we take a look at this guy, you can see this ship all by itself is quite an investment. Oh, I'm sorry, I kept saying Tengu, which is the tier 3, which is a completely different ship that I can't even remotely fly yet. This Noctis is a ship made for salvaging, and as you can see, like was a significant investment all by itself. But was totally worth it because I could make so much more money salvaging using that ship than I could before. It's easily paid for itself a few times since I started salvaging with it. And I don't have price comparisons right now, but if we were to look, like, comparing a starting ship to something like that, I mean, if you like a grind, the grind is certainly there. If you don't like a grind, it's possible to be really economical. I mean, I'm horrible about managing my time properly. I should be building things right now and you know, keeping all my stuff together until I go and take the day to do jumps and go sell it off at trade hubs. You could really play the markets. I've known people that have moved into a section of space and cornered markets on, like, drone production for a certain place or ammo production for a certain place. Hi. Oh, okay. These guys are jerks. And reported me. So, I mean, I don't know if they're jerks. I should really probably read mission briefings from time to time. But they're theoretical jerks. I should probably turbo ships. Oh, look, they're there. They're there. Yeah, they reported me. That's so storyline in these missions isn't super high production value, and that's okay. This is going to be much harder than it was before. Theoretically. Like, I've got to pay a lot more attention. I'm fighting a lot bigger ships now. You can see this ship's bounty by itself is worth almost 1 million ISK. So, I mean, if that lends a sense of scale to what I was doing before compared to what I'm doing now, I mean, certainly you can see what's going on here. But again, I'm not super worried about it. You can see I'm taking a lot more damage already than I did before. But as my tank goes down, the lower my shield tank gets, the better my repair percentage is going to get. So I'll fall down to about, I don't know, here, and become shield stable, and everything will be fine. It's one of those things you have to get used to. Hopefully I'll be fine. It's been a long time since I flew a mission like this. And I'm not sure that I have my orbit distances and all that set up the way I need to. I think I'll be just fine, though. If I have to warp out, if I start getting too low on health, I'll align to a planet. That's an important thing to do if you've never played this game before and you don't know what's going on. Align to a planet and pick a point in space and fly towards it so that if you need to warp out, you are already at max thrust. So that rather than having to build up thrust, and at which point you'll be webified anyway and you won't be able to, you will just be able to warp immediately out of one of these zones, because one of the last things you want to do is be a sitting duck and then try to get up to speed and get out. In fact, I am taking enough damage that I'm going to pick, oh, I don't know, that, and fly towards it. Full barrel. And that'll be just fine. And again, you know, we're just going to keep plinking off missiles. This is, you can see now, before I was talking about, well, you got to make sure that it's economical for you to shoot this military-grade ammo and these things, and blah, blah, blah. Each of these ships is worth almost 1 million ISK. So I could empty all of the missiles I brought with me, which hopefully won't be an issue. I don't know how many I brought compared to how many I'm going to need. But, I mean, still, you can see, like, I'm going to make my money back on ammo just in bounty off of this mission. And you can see the difference. I'm glad we did a level 3 first. You can see the sheer difference between a level 3 and a level 4 mission in terms of reward. And, again, I still get all the salvage on top of that. You may ask why I am, if you're watching, you can see my missiles firing in sequences, and there's a slight delay between them, and I might need to up this again, actually, because it looks like their tank is handling me a little better than I would like it to. You stagger your fire, because just like my shields repair, the enemy shields and or holes repair, and so if you don't stagger your fire, you know, a lot of people want to come in and fire all the guns at one time, and you can do that, and a lot of times you can just pop stuff. But when you start fighting bigger ships like this, you can see, I mean, just that life regen that happens on this one ship is enough that if I was doing burst fire on it, I might kick it down a little bit, but it would take me forever to actually kill the thing. Now that I've got it down into its core damage, it'll be a little better, but I'm probably not even staggering enough here. I might even have to uncluster my weapons when I continue to do these things, just to keep a consistent pressure on the enemy ships, and you know, slowly keep that health bar chipping down to kind of keep those big pushes from building back up. I find that grouping 2 weapons together and staggering fire that way is usually enough to get done what I need to get done. So long as, again, you don't fire all of your guns at the same time. This is big enough. You can see my shields dropped pretty significantly. Obviously, I've killed off some of the enemies, so the damage input has dropped a little bit. But also, the lower I got, I kind of stabilized a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and launch drones and get this extra DPS going, though, because everything is engaged solidly on me at this point, and those drones will help, 1, keep their shield pushed down, and 2, just put out that extra damage. These drones are fairly expensive, so you really want to watch this health. This is their shield bar, their hull bar, their core bar. So I don't want to have to repair at all. You know, I want to try to minimize my losses as much as possible, since I'm already spending a ton in ammo, which again doesn't matter because I'm making millions off of each of these kills. But I don't want to lose my drones, 1, because I'll lose the damage output, and 2, because I'll have to replace them, and I'll be really sad that my drones died. So I am going to keep a really close eye on this, and as soon as one starts taking damage, I'm going to order it back to my drone bay. You can see all of my stuff has run out of charges, so they're going to rebuild some hull here while I wait for all my missiles to refill. I am going to wait for all 3 banks to refill before I start this rotation again, because I want to keep the rotation consistent. We're going to fire bank 1, bank 2, bank 3. Again, just to make sure that... Okay, we're flying way out here now, and I'm not really worried about dying anymore, as I was when we first got here. Just because I want to make sure that I keep this consistent damage pressure up. So that's why I'm going to fire those big ones in such a specific sequence like that, too. I could just fire everything, and, we'd probably take stuff down. But I have, before I learned that, I literally fought sometimes for hours and hours, not hours and hours, but until I ran out of ammo, trying to burst these things down, and especially at a ship like this, trying to burst little frigates down that are so fast that my missiles could barely keep up the track, because I didn't have the ballistic string, and I didn't have the fitting that I needed to. So, it's all that kind of stuff that goes into why you want to fit the ships the way you do, and what you want to load, and really, just how you handle all this stuff. We're going to go ahead and return these to drone bay, because these are much bigger ships that I'm dealing with. I'm not really going to need the extra drone damage output on them. I'm not sure what my... Let's see, max flight range 59k, so we can start pushing it here in just a second, right here. We'll go ahead and start firing volleys. By the time the first missiles get there, I will have closed that distance, as you can see. And since my max flight is 59k, we're going to set our default orbit distance at about 57,000, because that's as close as I need to get. That's not quite within my optimal range, but enemy ships are always going to be trying to close on me. So you want to keep your maximum orbit as wide as you can, and as wide as they can. I mean, I guess you should... Well, I don't know. That's a good question, actually. I need to do the research on that. Because the closer in you are, the tighter that angle of rotation, the harder it is for them to hit you. Now, granted, that carries back to you, but if you're orbiting them, and they don't really have the maneuverability to orbit you at the same time, then certainly that's going to be true. That you want that tighter angle on them. Their position relative to you will stay the same, and you won't take that hit penalty quite as steeply as they will. But like I keep saying, there is a lot of factors that go in to how you calculate things in this game. It looks like I might actually want to pull these drones back out after all. I don't remember what my maximum transmit range on my drones is. I feel like it's less than 50k? I don't know. I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay with damage output. Let's take a look at this ship compared to the other ones that we were fighting. You can see a much larger ship here if we look at information. This is a battleship. So it's actually a larger ship class than what I'm flying right now. This is the size of that Roke that you saw me pilot a little earlier. So I went from fighting cruisers and the occasional battlecruiser to now fighting battleships as I'm doing these missions. And again, because of that increase in ship size, I am going to get better salvage off of these things as well. And those explosion graphics, they're just all the things in this game, you guys. Look at how cool these ships are. This is a different race of ship that I'm flying a Caldari ship. This is a Mar ship, I think. It's a pirate ship, but I think the base model is an Amar ship. And it fires hybrid weapons. It looks like possibly energy weapons, but I think those look like hybrid turrets to me. But again, they've updated the game graphics since the last time I was here, so I'm not entirely sure. You can see these missile impacts just staggering in. My tank is still doing just fine, keeping up. Now, since I'm doing PvE solely in high-sec space, the odds of me being ganked are pretty low. I could probably take this warp scrambler off of here and put a shield booster on, it would make me probably not cap stable anymore. But it would give me a little panic button that I could just boost my shields all the way back up. But I probably don't really need it. If I get into a really hard mission, I might try to use one. But I don't really need to. 4,500 is my max range, so I am going to try to close with this guy. Just so I can get my drones in range and try to burn them down a little faster. Like I said, they are engaged on me. One of the big things to watch in these PvE missions is that you want to wait to let your drones out of the bay until everything has engaged on you and started firing. They will switch targets, so it is important to watch your drone's health. But generally, oh my gosh, is battle damage a thing? It looks like battle damage is a thing. That didn't used to be a thing. That's so cool. Look at it. Look at it, I'm blowing it up and it looks like it's hurt. That's super exciting. That's super cool. Anyways, so you want to keep those drones in until you know that they're going to be shooting at you and not shooting at your drones. It's just another one of those things to watch. I think I'm actually going to blow this ship up before I even get in drone range, which is fine. I should have closed and released my drones earlier. I'm burning through a whole bunch of ammo. Again, it doesn't really matter. But, man, that battle damage is so cool. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that. These little sections of the ship on fire. It looks so good. Man, it looks so good. I get so excited about these little additions that they do. But that's what I'm talking about, like... was it necessary for him to do that? No. But it's a super cool effect. Like, you wouldn't even notice unless you zoomed in like I do. How do I return my camera? There we go. Okay. That was that. And now we're going to activate the gate. I'm going to have to approach first. That's okay. We will reload everything. And we will also check the cargo hold to make sure I brought plenty of ammo. I did. I brought plenty of ammo. What are ammo types? So I'm using heavy missile Ultra 2s, which there's tiers of tech in this, and I can get into all of that, but it's a whole lot to get into. I'm using the Caldari Navy issue Scourge heavy missiles. I'm flying a Caldari ship, so I get bonus damage to kinetic damage, which is exactly what those Navy issue missiles put out. So it's just one of those little things. It's more expensive ammo, but it's really optimized for this ship that I'm flying. And again, I'm making enough money off of each individual enemy that it really doesn't matter that I'm using that expensive ammo. If you're just starting out, don't waste your money on the expensive ammo. You know, the damage bonuses you get, and when you first start looking at this stuff on paper or like in the shop screens, it looks really small. The damage difference between the Caldari Navy ammo and just like the static Scourge missile ammo. You're like, well, why would I do that? Or, hey, these high explosive missiles do so much more damage. Why wouldn't I use those every time? And it's because... What? But... What is the acceleration key I need for this mission? What mission am I on? I'm actually going to look it up really quick. First, we're going to set our destination back to Ifrige. Unless, hang on. Let me make sure I don't have... I have some Scordite here. Let's go dock for a second. If I can buy a shuttle here cheaply, I'm just going to buy a shuttle here cheaply and take it over there so I can get my Noctis here to salvage. But let's look what mission I'm on, and we'll ask the great internet what the key is I need for this mission, because I've been talking about those kind of gates all night, and I would like to show you one. Look at all this bounty. That's not even all the bounty. I am on Dread Pirate Scarlet. Is the in-game browser still here? I don't know. I'm just gonna go use real browser. So excuse me while I dock for a second. Dread Pirate Scarlet key. And oh, it's just the last battleship I killed. Well, I'm glad I just docked then, rather than going all the way back. I would have felt awfully silly about that. So we'll go ahead and undock again. So just kidding. What's this? I don't know what that is. That's whatever world event is going on, or universe event? I don't know. I don't know what you call that. Man, what was the last one I killed, though? Crap. Alright, we are going to run the gate. And then definitely come back and salvage everything if we're going to bother to run the gate. Because I need all the stuff. I need all the stuff. What time is it? Oh, man. I might not need all the stuff that bad. But I feel like I do. Okay, I think... There's only a couple battleships anyway. I bet it's you. I bet it's you. Let's approach real quick. Man, I hope it was you. It's one of you two. I know it wasn't one of these real close kills that I got. It was after I'd been flying for a while. It was probably this guy because I was trying to close this so much. But I need that key, man, to open that gate. Oh, and I need to go through that gate anyway because I haven't finished the mission yet. So, I have 4 million ISK just for this room. I don't even know if that's the entirety of this room. But considering we made maybe 1.5 on the last mission, all said and done, it's certainly worth relocating out here to do these level 4s. See, while I'm flying there, where's the market? Where's the market? Regional market. No. I want a shuttle. I don't even care what kind it is. I want 0 jumps. Oh, wait, Aldrat's next sector? Oh. I mean, okay, I don't need a shuttle that bad. I'll just pod my way over there. I'm in high spec. I shouldn't just pod my way over there, but I'm going to. If you don't know what that means, you'll find out in just a second. Maybe. Go faster, slow ship. The moral of this story is read the quest logs. Who are you? When you're bored, look at other players. Oh, slow ship is slow. Look, I can turn my shields out. I'm so safe and cozy. Man, I love my Drake, but I think my Rogue flies faster than this. Mostly because my Rogue has an MWD on it. Because you need to get a long ways out in a Rogue. And if you're going to mission in one, you have to be able to move at some point. Maybe I should drop my Warp Scram and put an MWD on this ship. There's cargo containers out there. There's... Oh, that's everything in my sector. I mean, yeah, that's what I want to scan. There's a mobile depot. Pretty sure that's right here, too. I'm so close now. I'm like over halfway there. No, I'm not. I'm almost over halfway there. Man, slow ship, you slow. You're so pretty, though. You're so pretty, though, ship. It's okay. I forgive you for being slow. Although, it's late enough that I don't know that I'm going to go all the way back and get my stuff. Still have to finish this mission. I don't even know if I'm going to finish this mission. I might just go dock and let this whole respawn. And how long do I have to do this? Seriously, though, when do you expire? Next month. So... Oh, what's up with the stream? It's not happy. Why aren't you happy, stream? I want you to be happy. Maybe this will help. Maybe this will help. Look up there. You guys up there. Was it in this one? It wasn't in this one. What's the next closest one? Oh no. Oh, the Geeky. Thank goodness. Man, that would have been awful. It's okay. I mean, I guess I'll fly over there. Is it faster to fly out and come back? I bet it's faster to fly out and come back. Hey God, find me a planet. Find me an anything. I'll be right back. It's faster to warp out and come back than it is to fly towards that thing. You know what? You know what, though? I think I might just dock. And we can pick up right back here tomorrow night. And everything will have respawned. We'll already have the gate key. And everything will be okay. Am I going to get the bonus for completing this mission? No. Was I going to get the bonus anyway? Maybe. I don't know. I just can't do it. I have to finish the encounter. I have to finish the encounter. And I hope this lands me closer to the gate. If it doesn't, I'm going to feel like a silly Billy. And if there's one thing I don't want to be, it's a silly Billy. Man, it's so pretty, though. I mean, I know the sectors I've been in have all been this kind of reddish color. All of space doesn't look just like this. It varies. I promise. Look at, I'm so much closer to the warp gate. I thought that was such a good idea. Let's go jump through that gate. I'm fully loaded. I didn't forget my drones. By the way, that's totally a thing. Don't forget to put your drones back in your drone bay, because you could forget them, and you could leave them floating in space, and then you can go turn in your mission, and then you have to scan and search all over for your drones, and eventually you just give up, and you leave them out there, and there's probably like, I don't know, 30 or 40 drones floating around in the vastness of space that I've just been like, sorry guys, I'll see you next time. And I feel really bad for them. Those poor little drones. Yeah, they're probably not still there. Somebody else probably stole them. And I just let it go. Almost there. What's the activation range on a jump gate? 3,500? Is it like 5,000? I don't remember. Suspense is killing me. If it's 5,000, we're almost there. It's not 5,000, guys. Is it 1,500? I don't want it to be 1,500. I want it to be much higher than 1,500. I think it's going to be 1,500. Which isn't that far away now, so I guess it doesn't matter. 2,500. Yeah, here we go. We're going to get here, and it's just going to go crazy. There's going to be so many enemies. Oh my god, look at it. Well, well, well. I can see you're here now, and blah, 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 blah. Right, let's go. I'm tired of waiting. Orbiting. Go time. Oh my god, there's a whole other gate. There's a whole other gate? She said something to me. I didn't read what it was. Was it important? Did you guys read it? Stop damaging my targeting computer. I need that to shoot all of you. But seriously. But seriously. Enough. Who wants some? You do. You, sir, want some. Here you are. Here's your sum. It is all for you. I just fired a whole bunch of missiles out of space. I just fired $4,000 worth of missiles at nothing. How does that make me feel? Let's keep locking them down. Oh, nope. Target generated. Who's doing that? Oh, like all of you. Never mind. Bring it. And I would still like to orbit one of you. I don't particularly care who. Excuse me, sirs. I don't really care which one of you I target. I would just like it to be one of you. And I would like you to know that whichever one of you it is, somebody targeted on me? Good. Drone power activate. You might be jamming my targeting computer, but you're not jamming all the targeting computers. Oh. But you're potentially jamming all the targeting computers. I didn't know that was a thing. Stop jamming all the targeting computers. That's super rude. Oh. Go get it, boys. I don't know if that was the right call or not. No how to figure it out either. Drones are doing their stuff. It's good work. Don't blow up my drones. Who are you? You win. You're first. Everything's so hard. Exterminators. The exterminators must be the ones to get popped. Because they are the ones with the targeting suppression. And I hate all the targeting suppression. Guys, engage. No, you can't. Guys, return to the drone bay. I'll get closer. Target this last dilly tackle. Dilly tackle? Is that even a thing? I make up a whole new thing? Because if I did, I would like everyone to start using the phrase dilly tackle. You know you want to. Stop jamming my targeting. It is super rude. And I do not appreciate it. You dilly tackle. Why are we attacking him when the other one's shields are already down? Because I could stick my drones on him. That's why. And then, when I lose contact, at least the drones will still know what to do. I don't remember losing contact this much before. This might be something new. And it might be something I hate. My drones are doing just fine, though. Good work, boys. Remember how I said don't ever fire all the missiles? I'm firing all the missiles. You know what? It might not have been super effective, but it felt really good. And especially when I only get one volley off anyway. I don't know, I kind of feel like it might be more effective. So you guys don't just catch a stray missile because... Stop shooting me. You're so mean. Holy God, I'm just in target lockdown. Is this a thing? I don't want this to be a thing. It's a super annoying thing. I guess I'll reload my missile turrets. Well, I've got a second. I'm cap stable. And we've determined that you can't really drop me below the shield point. You guys should just self-destruct. I mean, eventually you're going to run out of ammo. And then who's going to be embarrassed? It's you. Jabbed. I'm just gonna ram you. It's my new plan. Is it a good plan? I don't know. I'm doing it anyway. I don't want to have to leave and come back. Thank you. Oh my God. Can I launch drones at them? I'm gonna try to launch drones at them. I don't think I can. Ugh. Do it. I mean, I'm actively trying to have an active target. It's not like I'm not. Just stop shooting me with things. They're all jabbing me. They're all jabbing me in sequence. It's horrible. And broke it. Like, is there anything I can do in this situation? I don't feel like there is. I mean, I could float around it in a plethora of pretty lights. But that might be a thing. Peace, I'm out. Okay, that was super annoying. On that note, now that my drones are in my hold, and it's super late, I'm going to go ahead and let the zone reset, and we're going to pick up right at this mission tomorrow. We'll go get the Noctis, and we'll bring everything over here so that we can appropriately do this mission. And I'm going to go figure out how to not get jam locked like that. There's got to be something I can do. So, thank you guys so much for watching tonight. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like these streams. I think I'm going to stream a whole bunch more Eve. This was super fun. I will be streaming next week on Tuesday, the launch of Overwatch and Battleborn. Be sure to turn into that. I'm going to be streaming all day. We're going to do a couple hours of one, a couple hours of the other, compare them, see how it all pans out. And then I think this is going to be my other game that I streamed out, because I'm having a lot of fun with this. So again, let me know what suggestions you might have. Watch the video, see if I'm sure I'm playing horribly. So if you have anything you want to see, let me know, and we'll see you next time.